Hey guys, I just wanted to come on here quickly before the podcast starts and just let you know the microphone quality from one of my guests, actually both of my guests, is pretty bad. And I'm not bashing them. I have their permission to be saying this. But there's some background noise coming from Ethan's and Hassan's. Sounds like you'll see. But I just want to let you know. I hope you could look past that and enjoy. We're gonna improve as we go along, as we sort of create more. This is our first episode, so we're just kind of hoping to, get this out there and sort of get rolling with it. So without further ado, here's the episode. Thanks, guys. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Kade Take. I am Kade. And today, calling in, I have Ethan and Hassan with his god-awful microphone. How are we doing today, fellas?
I am doing
good.
Wonderful with my
Happy
god-awful
to be on
microphone.
the podcast.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. So today is Friday, thank God. It is Friday the 28th. I think it's how long ago did Lent start? Like 2 days ago?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm not a cat.
Yesterday
Wait, I
was
thought
the
it was
fir-
on. Wait, no, it's Fat
Ash,
Tuesday.
Ash
Yeah,
Wednesday
so
is the first day. So
Yeah,
Wednesday.
okay. I like how I knew Fat Tuesday and you were like Ash Wednesday.
Okay. Did you guys give up anything for Lent?
No.
No, I did not.
No,
I know
I'm-
you're both uber religious, right?
Yeah,
definitely.
we're extremely religious. We're like cultists.
I go to
pretty much.
church every
I go to
Wednesday.
the flying spaghetti god
Oh yeah, I remember. I
Flying
do
spaghetti
remember
monster.
you were really like into that for a little bit. Weren't you?
for a little bit of time.
Still
I
a
was
big
actually.
thing. You know they call them-
What was that? Like I don't.
So it's pretty much like it's like a mock religion that atheists go to, and it's pretty much like
They're called Pastafarians.
Yes, and it's like an entire religion made up of atheists that is meant to mock the very idea of religion.
Pastafarianism is a social movement that promotes a lighthearted view of religion and opposes the teaching of intelligent design and creationism in public schools.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So it's essentially anti-religion.
Yo, real
Yeah,
talk.
basically.
like,
It's a religion against religion.
yes,
And
it's
I
kinda
see they're highly intellectual, as illustrated by this woman with a pasta strainer on her head.
awesome. Oh yeah, we're a fun.
They
bunch.
they have
The mascot? What the hell? Wait, look
Yeah,
at the mascot.
It's awesome.
they say ramen.
literally awesome.
Instead of amen, they say ramen because ramen.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. No,
This mascot's the creepiest thing ever.
Yeah, I know. It's just a giant
You
wolf.
should see Adam.
It's not. No,
spaghetti.
it's not a wolf head. Yeah, no. I see the birth of whatever the hell,
Yeah.
Adam. Like the birth.
Yeah,
or what is
last
it
time I
called? The
checked-
birth of man. That art.
Yeah, I think it's the birth of man in Michelangelo.
The birth of man. Yeah, and he's reaching out and touching Adam. Adam's reaching out and touching this
spaghetti noodle.
spaghetti monster
He's actually the flying
With-
spaghetti monster. Excuse me.
with two meatballs positioned on each side of the meatball, and then it has like two eyes that sort of resemble those of a slug, if you know what I mean. From what I'm looking at right now.
Just look up flying spaghetti monster on Google. You'll find all the best results.
Yeah,
Yeah.
check it out. It's pretty cool.
And if you're interested in
but
joining,
anyway-
it is a local recruiter.
Lent.
Yeah.
Something about like I don't know. Like
No. What's kind of funny is I feel like Lent doesn't serve the purpose it's meant to serve, because I'm not gonna obviously we're not gonna bring names into this, but we all had a first. Well, not Hassan, but we did.
So
We
we
had a-
all, but
we had-
not all of us.
Yeah, no, yeah, me and UK, we had a firsthand experience that we know some religious people who take part in Lent don't actually give up what is affecting them the most.
Okay.
oh yeah. Here's
And
the thing.
so-
Like the thing that's always like irked me, like as someone who doesn't celebrate Lent, like I didn't grow up Catholic or whatever, and like if you do, that's awesome and good. But like from an outside perspective, it never made sense to me. Like, oh yeah, Jesus died on the cross for our sins, so I'm gonna give up chocolate. You know what I mean?
No, okay.
Like,
yeah,
Here's the
it's
thing. Here's the thing. Okay. So when Lent started, there was a bunch of medieval peasants, right? They had like four things in the world. They had like their bread, their house, and like beer. That's basically all. So they could just give up one of those things. So it actually meant something. Now it's like, I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna give up a soda on every second hour of Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't really know, but it's like
Limiting myself to two
And then
sodas per
We have
day.
too many things.
then-
We have to. How about like instead of Lent, we have
really-
5 Lent, or we give up 5 things instead. I think that would.
but then at that point it's just like how are you gonna That's kind of you can't keep track of that. You know what I mean?
You have like a whole
Right.
schedule. You organize it. They make a Lent
It's
app.
like yeah, okay, but nobody is really gonna go through the effort to do that. Just
Like,
like now, they don't go through the effort to get
And
rid
there's
of
no
one
point in the
thing.
first place if there's no effort
Right,
required.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't serve the purpose it was originally meant to serve. It's supposed to connect you with Christ's feeling of his
Yeah.
40-day journey.
In Islam, they have Ramadan, which is like the same sort of concept where you give up something.
Now, Ramadan is some
But
real shit.
They give up food for the entire day except at night.
Right.
And then for the whole month.
That takes like some actual. God, I wish we had Abdul in here now.
Yeah,
But
that takes actual like say
that takes some actual dedication to do. That's like a real dedication. Like their whole family is involved too. So it's not only like an individual.
Well, whole family is a bit of a stretch.
No.
I'm
like
not involved in mine.
Family, okay, yeah, but religion wise, like if you're religious.
What is it like? Food,
practice.
alcohol, sex? Like
No, well, yeah, they don't. They literally
It's like
don't
everything.
have drink alcohol, right?
Alcohol is
They-
already banned.
I'm sorry.
There's no drinking alcohol in the first place.
Right.
Oh, really?
You give up.
Wow.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
you
there's
give
no alcohol. There's no. Like, no substance.
No cigarettes.
Would, like,
No cigarettes.
alter
No
your mental-
hookah.
Right.
And like.
Well, no hookah is fine, right? I thought hookah.
No,
was
no,
fine
it's
in some
fine as a
areas.
normal. It's fine as like normally, but I think.
You know who claims to be Christ-like? You know who comes to mind when we're talking about like contradicting Christian values? The president.
Yo, wait, hold on. I gotta check something.
I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm not here to criticize anybody's interpretation of religion, but like
I'm here to criticize them. That's my job.
The vast majority of like Christian values that I've encountered sort of entirely contradict what Trump is doing. Like kids in cages, adultery, that sort of thing.
True.
Okay, well, let me give the other side of the coin here.
But
Christian values contradict themselves, so
we're not okay.
So
Let's
there's no
not
point
bash religions here. But yeah. Speaking of Donald Trump, I actually just saw this news headline that talks about how the ex-White House doctor admits to hiding cauliflower in Trump's mashed potatoes because he couldn't get him to eat healthy any other way.
I mean, that's like the toddler trick, right? I mean, that's what you do for toddlers. Hide broccoli in their brownies.
I could just like imagine like the White House doctor like, here comes the airplane, and like trying to get Trump to open his mouth, this fat fucking mouth, and
he subsists on a diet of cheeseburgers and Diet Coke. I'm surprised he hasn't died of like 4 heart attacks at this point.
The doctor goes on to say the exercise stuff never took off as much as I wanted it to, so he resorted to sneaking stuff in. But here's the thing. We all know that that's not true. We've all seen Donald Trump double cheeked up playing tennis. And that one picture.
Like, I'm not trying to start anything controversial here, but he might be the thickest president of all time.
How did Howard Taft that honor?
Here's the thing.
Oh, okay.
He has done a lot of bad things. Kids in cages, inciting white nationalist violence. But the biggest offense of all is having all that ass.
Very true. That is something we can all get behind.
Nobody. He has no business being that thick. Like, can we just get that out of the way?
He really doesn't. Like, no man should have all that cake.
Right.
In one place.
That's what the cauliflower was for. Is to cut it down, man.
Right. What is this thing about cauliflower that I'm hearing?
So you missed it, but his doctor literally snuck cauliflower in his mashed potatoes, like to get him to eat vegetables. Like, granted, they were probably like loaded with butter, but
true.
I guess it's still cauliflower. Like the fact that this grown man won't just eat vegetables without literally having to be tricked, like a dog taking a pill, where you like fold it into the lunch meat. You fold it into like the deli, the cold cuts, and you feed it, and then you rub the dog's throat. Like that's what you have to do with fucking the president of the United States.
Look, but he has
like,
a high
are you kidding
IQ,
me?
So it's all part of his
plan.
Oh
my god, yeah, he has the highest IQ though.
So you gotta understand, this is part of his master plan to trick the Democrats into underestimating him, so that he can play level 5 negotiating chess. As he police is like, "Oh my god, I didn't know you were so intelligent." Don was like, "You fell right into my trap."
Yeah,
true.
Right. Anyway, Fred, we were talking before we started a little bit. You were talking about Fireboy and wait, is it
Listen, man,
Fire Girl or Fire Boy?
Fire Boy and Water Girl.
Let me explain the context here.
Like,
So
Don't talk shit. Like, okay, so yeah, Hassan and I have a personal law class that it's like kind of a joke, and a lot of that time is just basically a study hall. And so we were like, hey, we'll play Fireboy and Water Girl, and one of the levels took us. Like, I
So
shit you
here's
not,
here's what
3
happened. Here's our
days.
thought process. This level, you have to pull a bunch of levers and a bunch of platforms move, but you have to do it in a certain amount of time, because you have a time limit before you don't get the level perfect. We need everything to be perfect, right? So here's what happened. We do this level once, we figure out how to actually complete it, and we're like, okay, we just need to do it faster. So it takes us 3 days. We're doing the same thing over and over again, just being like getting our time down, shaving it down, and it doesn't tell you the time limit it takes to get it perfect. So you have to basically just guess and hope that you made it. And then 3 days later, we still haven't gotten it. We're like, all right,
Right.
we don't want to do this. We go on YouTube, look up a tutorial. It's like 4 frames per second. Firepoint Water Girl 22-minute speed run Forest Temple, and we see this probably 5th grader beat it like in half the time by just changing one thing.
Meanwhile, like, I'm sure I don't know if all of you know how to play Fireboy and Water Girl, but you use the arrow keys on your
Yeah, it's a
keyboard and the
co-op.
WASD keys together, and one controls Fireboy, one controls Water Girl. He's using both of them at the same time. So WASD on his left hand, arrow keys on his right hand, playing
And he
both
beats us
simultaneously.
by a long shot.
Is-
I mean, that's the power of
Yeah,
Firepoint
honest-
Water
yeah.
Girl speedrunners. I don't know who was speedrunning that game, but I mean, someone was, and they helped us, and we actually got past the level.
I feel like speedrunners of all games are just a different breed of human.
Have you seen that meme, like that video? I saw it on TikTok, but it's like that one guy who's like starts freaking out whenever he like finishes the speed run, and they like put it on like some like stupid,
Oh yeah, like
something like
where
really
you can't
stupid.
even understand the
It
mic.
was
It's
like
just like
it was like Lele Pons watermelon bikini speed run, and it's just like him scrolling through Instagram, and then it has the face cam of this guy freaking out.
I know,
So
I see. I know what you're talking about.
I don't
It's
know if
hilarious.
anybody's
But
seen
like
it, but that
speedrunners
one,
in
it
general, I
cracks
don't know
me.
like why they do it, because there's not really a monetary reward,
And
but
he-
you have to spend like 6 hours just doing the same thing over and over again.
yeah, like what is the purpose of like what satisfaction do you get from just playing the same segment or the same game over and over?
I mean, hey
again
Fred,
until you've just
we
done it to
yelled when we
perfection?
finished
Or
that
if you guys know
Firepoint
what-
Water Girl level. So maybe
oh my god,
maybe we can see
Hey,
the.
like, that's kind of true.
who
We gotta look that weird.
Who was that guy who just died after like 5 years of Minecraft hardcore?
Oh my god, I remember that.
Do you remember that?
I watched that happen in person. Like I
No,
wasn't
Wait,
you
what do you mean?
didn't.
I
He was
wasn't a
doing the
regular viewer, but like
Let me look
my
this up.
friend. No, listen, my friend was like, "Hey, there's this guy that's like playing on hardcore mode. He's been playing. I should like shit you not every single day for 5 years." And I'm like, "Wow, that's crazy. I'll check him out." And I hopped on, and don't you know,
Philza.
I hopped on as he was dying, and I was
Really?
like, "Oh shit, he's probably gonna pull out."
His name was Philza, and
Jesus
it made
Christ!
BBC
I think he
News,
died in
his
real
death.
life. I was like, oh my god.
His Minecraft. No, he died in Minecraft after 5 years of hardcore mode. And for those of you that don't know, hardcore
it
mode
deletes
means you
your
do not
world, yeah.
respawn after you die. So like you lose the entire world.
Yeah.
you delete your world. And this dude played for
That
5
honestly, I think it's a world
years
record, right?
straight.
Right, and he.
This
How do you even like?
31-year-old
Did he make
man
money off stream donations and stuff? Like,
played.
and he orders
Yeah,
food?
yeah. He,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he like streamers make a lot of money. Like, and he shows ads to eat. Like,
What the
oh my
heck?
god, I'm dying.
Fred, what is going on with
Like,
your house?
I tell my parents, I'm like, my parents, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna have a
Fred, why is it so chaotic?
this is what it's like every day. Every day it's like this.
What the hell?
And I'm like,
what is that buzzing?
You know what that is? It's my smoke alarm. And I'm just chilling here, and I'm like, you know what, guys? I'm like, I'm gonna have a podcast. It's gonna be recording. My friends want to do this, and then it's like, yeah, okay. And then next thing I was like,
How do you relax and listen to music, man?
yeah, this is what I do. I literally just play music and sit it. So they turned it off, turned it back on, and it redetected the smoke.
Why?
What the hell? What do you even? What?
Yeah, no, I love it, man.
Oh my god,
it's amazing.
It's like this. There's like sync noises and then clanging plates, and then on top of it all is the smoke detector.
Listen, okay, because whenever they cook, like I swear to God, it's just like so loud. Like,
what are they burning?
What are you guys burning? Hello? What are you guys burning?
They're not burning anything. Well, your smoke detector begs to differ.
What are we
Because
cooking?
that shit is annoying.
Chicken.
Chicken?
Chicken.
That must be some crispy
Are
chicken.
we keeping this in? Are we
Bro,
keeping this
I
in? Are
tell
we
you
keeping this in? Are we
what,
keeping
like,
this in?
this is where I keep my cooking skills from.
That
Okay.
bad boy must be burnt to a goddamn crisp.
I swear to God, like my parents are having like a competition of like how loud they
Who
can.
can be the
like-
most
like-
annoying while we're trying to film a podcast?
Hey Troy, you set off the smoke alarm, and I'll bang all the dishes in the
All
house.
right, guys, ready? Yeah, ready?
Oh my God!
In other news, I was scrolling through this news website
Oh,
and I found this headline. Yeah. So apparently, you know how like there's these like countries and stuff will like advertise their country in order for like to gain more tourists to come there,
Yeah.
you know, to
Yeah.
entice people to go there. So Rio de Janeiro decided to do that. But they messed up a little bit because the customer testimonial they decided to put in their official Instagram post read as follows. I just spent 3 days in Rio with my family, and in those 3 days, my family and I were robbed, and my 9-year-old sister witnessed a violent robbery. That just struck me as funny because, like, that's not the message you want to be.
Look, I mean,
you know.
it's a new marketing direction. It's honesty towards your tourists. Your tourist is like, hey, you know what? This place is being honest with me. I'm gonna go there. You know, I appreciate
like
that.
the adventure seekers are like, fuck yeah, I want to get robbed. You know what I mean?
That's the real angle they're
Yeah.
going for. You don't see it because you're not a marketing god like they are. But obviously, if you had that intelligence, you
true.
could see that this is just a next level ploy to get more tourists.
Aren't it like Brazil crime statistics insane?
Oh, it's horrible. And the police are also the criminals.
Okay.
If you hear a pig
Let me
sound,
see.
it's not a pig, it's my dog.
It's okay. In 2018, Brazil had a murder rate of 24.7 per 100,000 people, which I guess doesn't seem that bad. Let me compare it to.
Doesn't seem that bad. You don't really have
I mean,
context.
24 people for every 100,000. Like, it doesn't seem that bad.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Is it a lot?
That's a pretty decent amount.
Let me see. I wish I could. I'm trying
I
to
think
find
the
out
US is
like a
like
graphic.
10.
Really? Hold on. United States murder rates.
Ooh,
The United States. Okay, the list of countries by intentional homicide rate.
I think Jamaica is number one right now.
No, I think it's Honduras.
It has to be Jamaica.
Why would Jamaica have a murder capital?
Dude, I don't know. I heard some like
You can find
some
it,
crazy
so.
They're
shit
all
about
high,
Jamaica.
dude.
No,
They're
I mean,
just-
Saint Helena has a 0 murder rate. Like they
Iceland does
you
too.
literally-
Iceland has never had a.
Iceland is amazing. I highly recommend going to Iceland. It's the best
Canada has a
country in the world.
1.8.
Per
Let's see
100,000.
if the United States. I don't know per what. It's just the rate.
So what's
I would-
Brazil?
I don't know. On
1.8
Wikipedia, it
per-
just says.
So what
on
is
Wikipedia-
Brazil? What is Brazil?
On Wikipedia, it just says rate. So
1.8
I
per
really-
2 people.
Let me see. Okay, let me find Brazil. Let me skim this list quickly.
Is the
Brazil has a
TV
murder
going on in
rate
the background?
30.5. 30.5 compared to Canada's 1.8.
That is. Wait,
Jamaica, no, yeah, Fred, you're right. Jamaica has a 57.
who's the highest?
El Salvador has a 61.
Oh my.
Um,
A lot of drug and gang violence there, I'm assuming, is what causes most of it.
yeah. Let me see. I don't know if there's any that I've seen higher than El Salvador's 61. 57 in Jamaica, 25 in Dominica, whatever. I don't know how to say that. South Africa is 35.
Whoa, you're reading Wikipedia,
Yeah,
dude?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
not a correct
Did you
academic
know that
source. Why don't you go
anybody
to British
can-
Encyclopedia?
And literally,
Encyclopedia
I could
Britannica.
go on and change that number.
Bro, I hate when teachers rail on Wikipedia. It is the worst. They're
yeah.
like, anyone can edit Wikipedia. And it's like, yeah, anyone will edit back too, because the mods there are hell. I tried to edit one page once, and it was actually,
Remember whenever we tried to say that James K. Polk was passionate about sig figs and bananas, and it didn't approve it.
Yeah, maybe it's because they have moderators.
Yeah. There's a difference between creating your own page and editing an
There's a
existing
whole
page.
nonprofit dedicated to just monitoring Wikipedia. It's not like just like some random page like, oh, okay, we're just gonna like. It's not how any of this works. You have to actually, for most edits, you have to have a citation too, so you can't just like pull things out of your ass.
Okay, now my dad's listening to an audiobook. Like they have AirPods, and I don't think I've ever heard them use AirPods. They're just like we're gonna talk on speakerphone, and we're gonna listen to our audiobooks on speakerphone on max volume.
What is going on in your house?
Okay. This is a Twitter headline right now. So apparently, Corona beer does not cause coronavirus.
Yeah.
Obviously, right?
Wait,
You
was that
can
a given?
combat
But
the
a s-
coronavirus with
Yeah,
Corona
no, that's,
beer.
but a survey shows the United States purchase intent is actually down for the Corona.
Oh yeah,
beer.
their stock went down too, like 8%, I think.
Oh god.
Yeah, no, they're not doing so well. They should advertise the beer as a cure.
Why?
They should advertise it as a cure. Change the market.
Okay, so 16% of the people that were surveyed said that they were not sure whether or not the coronavirus was related to the beer.
16%.
That's problematic. That is
I don't know. I mean, it could be. How do you know it's not?
not just true. Let me see.
What if Corona beer was the start of the virus?
38% of beer drinkers insisted that they were not under any circumstances by Corona as the deadly virus spreads across the globe, and that's on the New York Post.
Just take more precautions, man. You got to take the precautions to stop the coronavirus, okay? I mean, you just gotta. You can't like, you can't let anything slip by. Because what if someone's like, oh, here's a Corona watch? Like, okay, that's a cool watch, but nope, it has coronavirus. Now you're dead. You can't do that. You have to take every precaution possible. The virus, the thing is, the virus isn't even that deadly, is what I've heard. It's only like 15% mortality rate above 80.
The stock market crashed, apparently. Right?
Yeah, it did.
That's
The
on?
Dow went down quite a bit. My stocks aren't doing so hot right now. Apple's down quite a bit. So it crashed. I think it crashed for two reasons. Mainly, the market's been on some like really bull run hype that's based on nothing. Because our trade situation with China hasn't changed that much for the better or worse, and we haven't the economy hasn't necessarily gotten super good or super bad in the last few months. So the stock market's been on like a basically fumes fueled high, and no one exactly knows why it was going that high. So this is sort of a correction. Market forces eventually correct themselves, be like, hey, we got a little too optimistic. We're gonna, go down now. So that happened, and also the coronavirus fears. I think like 90% of U.S.
Mhm.
companies said it would negatively affect their supply chain because so many people source products from China. So and a lot of Chinese factory workers can't come into work because of the coronavirus or fears of it spreading. So if so many U.S. corporations have their supply chains affected, it's the perfect catalyst for the market to be like, all right, we got to slow down, and so that's why so much sales is happening. Nothing catastrophic, I think. I mean, it's bound to come back. It's like, it hasn't even been that bad. My stocks only went down like 5%, but it's not, it's not as bad as people are making out to be. It's not like recession level or anything.
Mhm.
It's just I think the market needed to go down for a while, and the coronavirus stuff is a perfect thing to start it out.
I see. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap it
Okay,
up
so
here.
bold.
Thank you so much to everybody who's watched. Fuck.
I
Thank
can
you.
flip up glass ball.
Oh my god. Thank you so much to everybody who has tuned into this first episode. We're still ironing out some of the kinks, and we hope I can just mute you,
Yeah.
by the way.
I cannot.
No, in
Oh,
post.
that's true.
And we'll be back in better than ever next time. Thank you guys. See you later.